Hello and welcome to this edition of The Big Game. We have all your Southeastern sports highlights, plus we're going to take a look at the New Orleans Saints. This is the Big Game! One of the keys to the Lions' victory was how well Brian Bennett was protected. He scrambled the whole night and was never touched. If Bennett can stay protected, the Lions will continue to have success. Pass rush. That was one of the biggest keys for the New Orleans Saints today against San Francisco. When they created pressure on Colin Kaepernick, they made him throw the ball into coverage. One of the biggest keys for the Saints going into the future will be how much pressure they can create on the quarterback. The Lions' rushing attack looks to be deadly. With a fierce rushing attack between Harrell, Sutton, and Roberson, many teams have not figured out a way to stop them yet. If they can keep running the ball, they will keep getting points and getting W's. The Saints secondary proved to be up to the task today, holding Carson Palmer to 180 yards. It also helped that the defensive front produced 4 sacks and was constantly in Carson Palmer's face. With a dynamic passing attack from Drew Brees, the Saints improved to 3-0 and look to continue their excellence. Southeastern gained a lot of momentum, placing 3rd in Texas this past weekend, and they now look to gain some momentum going into the rest of the season. And they look to finish the season off with a bang. Looking into the future, the Lions know that ball security is going to be key for this offense. If they're going to have success, they're going to need to keep the ball in their hands. Preparation for that is going to start right here on this practice field. One of the biggest things that NFL teams like about Robert Alford is his physicality. His willingness to play press coverage and compete for balls downfield gives many teams the impression that he will be a star in the NFL. What things are you doing just to keep your game going as you had lockdown coverage today, and what things are you taking to improve your game every week? Drew Brees going to keep going to work, throws it up, and the Honey Badger comes up. Honey Badger takes what he wants, even from Drew Brees, the Hall of Famer. Honey Badger having a great NFL career so far. He's even said that too, that Brady's going to break this record next year. And that's the other thing that, well, yeah, he's won 1 Super Bowl, but so is Joe Flacco and Trent Dilfer. I mean, there's a lot of guys who won 1 Super Bowl. That's really not saying. I mean, granted, I know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl, but a lot of guys do it. Brian Bennett, really, the face of the team. But quarterback's always going to be the face. But how much of a blessing has he been just being able to grab him from Oregon and just an athlete that caliber? But this offense is different than actually any other offense they've seen all season or they will see, because they run the triple option offense. You never know what you're going to get out of what formation and what set. They can run any type of play out of anything, whereas UCA and McNeese, they're a little bit easier to read. So that's going to be the key. How well they stay at home and read and stay in their ball security, how well they stay in their gaps. That's going to be the key on defense. I'm pretty sure Pete Golding, the guy's a genius. He knows how to key them up. The Lions clinched the conference title with a win over reigning conference champion Sam Houston State. The Lions struggled to get their offense going early on, but they would find their mojo, putting up 17 points in the second half.
I'm real proud of our players and how they played and got the job done. Again, a typical night where we fought some adversity, got down, had to come from behind. The guys did a great job there in the third quarter, taken care of. We had several goal line stands, but the offense looked outstanding early when they had to, and they had to go put points on board. They did, and I'm just real pleased with our players right now. I think the toughest one is always to get the hardest. The first one is always the hardest one to get, and I think we're excited about this. It was one of our goals coming in to get, and our guys got it done, and we're excited about the opportunity to obviously represent this conference in the NCAA playoffs.
One of the biggest drives came at the end of the second half, where Brian Bennett would lead a 65-yard touchdown drive. Southeastern would come out of the second half storming with a 67-yard drive to take the lead 24-21.
Down 14-0. There's situations where we've been down and been in pressure, but all we can do is just continue to fight, continue to execute, do our jobs, and it worked out for us.
Brian Bennett passed for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns and rushed for 57 yards. Bennett was excited about winning conference, but looks to achieve the ultimate goal.
A road ahead of us that, we're excited for that challenge. It doesn't have to stop here, and I think our team knows that. Conference championship is great, But I think a national championship would feel even better. So, you know, we're going to just keep taking it 1 week at a time, you know, prepare as well as we can for this River Bell Classic, and, you know, see where we end up after that, and, you know, just keep getting better every day.
One of the keys to the Lions' victory was how well Brian Bennett was protected. He scrambled the whole night and was never touched. If Bennett can stay protected, the Lions will continue to have success. For the big game, I'm Robert Scarpati. It's the Miracle on Ice take 2. Let's go to the highlights here. Right off the face-off. And Russia would strike first from the Detroit Red Wing, Pavel Datsyuk with the goal.
And with that goal, Rob, Vladimir Putin thinks he's the ruler of the world now.
This is true. But USA strikes back. Cam Fowler off the rebound, finding the back of the net. It's a 1-1 hockey game. We're going to move forward to the third period here, and things are going to really start to go. Patrick Kane to Joe Pavelski, the San Jose Shark. A great pass by Kaner there. But then guess who? Datsyuk. He scores again. That's all he knows how to do. Old boy can roll, and Russia is pumped right now. And Russia's going to have a slap shot from the blue line. They score! But wait, the goal is off his bearing, and by rule, if it is, no goals can take place, so it'll count no goal. That was the right call. Very controversial, though. Patrick Kane has a breakaway. The game is on his stick, and he is saved. Kaner cannot bury it to win the game. So we go to a shootout. TJ Oshie up first for the Americans. He goes 5-hole. Money, baby, all day. But then up next is Ilya Kovalchuk, and he scores to stay alive and keep the thing going. If he doesn't score there, it's over. And then Pavel Datsyuk, he scores again to keep it going. Oshie has to score to stay alive. He goes 5-hole again.
Come on, America, do the right thing. TJ Oshie for president 2016.
And they send out Kovalchuk again. TJ Oshie goes top corner where Mama keeps the peanut butter. Oh my, that's just nasty. And then Kovalchuk is going to get that stone wall put on him by Jonathan Quick. TJ Oshie, oh yeah, he scores. The Americans are going to win this one 3-2 in a shootout win. And America is pumped, and Russians, the whole country is just in complete change now. It's all over for them.